Governor McCrory's budget slashes the North Carolina Rural Economic Development Center's budget by $10 million, or nearly two-thirds. Small towns and rural communities across the state will feel the pain. In 2009, in the worst of the Great Recession, we asked leaders across North Carolina what the Rural Center meant to their communities. This is what they said.
I think without the Rural Center, almost every small rural town in northeastern or in eastern North Carolina would be struggling. We would have more boarded up buildings.
It's meant clean water. It's meant extended water and sewer opportunities for those businesses and things that are coming in. And now it's bringing together these small towns, which are home to so many people in North Carolina, to help them grow their resources and build on their assets.
The Rural Center is a tremendous resource, not just from funding water and sewer infrastructure or the building reuse and infrastructure improvement grants and so forth. They're just a tremendous resource in their programming and the information that they get out to small communities.
The NC STEP process has given us a very rare opportunity to have a leadership coach who will sit down and force our community to come up with a strategic plan.
One thing I would have to say that the Rural Center has, or one particular thing that stands out in my mind, would be the leadership class that they have, the READY class. That educates all the participants to the building blocks, what it takes for economic development. Each one of those classes fans out over the state, and it becomes a whole strategic plan of how things work.
The Rural Center's programs bring communities together to learn how to work toward common goals. Grants often depend upon communities building bridges and working together.
We learned a great deal. We learned a great deal from each other because some of the things we never thought about, we can learn from different communities.
We're beginning to see the larger picture of the greater good of the community. And we have put aside our high school rivalries, as it were, and our cultural and economic rivalries. And it's been an eye-opener for a lot of people.
The Rural Center teaches small communities how to create public-private partnerships and leverage every dollar.
The Rural Center had faith enough in this project 2 years ago to extend a substantial grant. And I think that inspired confidence for other grantors. And the Rural Center's involvement and belief in what it would do in the community has been key. We couldn't do it without them.
The bottom line for Rural Center programs, whether leadership training or strategic planning or building reuse, is economic development. More and better jobs for rural North Carolina.
The town of Tabor City would be lost without the Rural Center.
It would be tough to live up to what the Rural Center is doing for rural North Carolina, because the Rural Center is an advocate for rural North Carolina.
Our most recent 2 companies that came into town were benefited by the Building Reuse and Restoration Grant. They will, within a 3-year period, employ 50 people. And we could not have gotten them here if it were not for that grant.
Rural North Carolina knows that the Rural Center in Raleigh is a champion for these small towns because we have a small voice separately, but collectively, by being organized through the North Carolina Rural Center, it gives us a strong voice. And strong voices are what's heard in Raleigh before our elected officials.